In this video, we'll learn how to assign bib numbers and timing beacons to participants. You'll do this a day or two before the event. The amount of time needed really depends on the number of participants that you have. If you have several hundred, as I do here, you'll want to spread the work out over a day or two. And you'll get the feel as you go through this how long it takes to assign a beacon to a participant. It doesn't take long, and you'll get faster at it as you go through this process. All right, so let's navigate over to the Participants tab. And now you'll double click on the participant where you want to add the beacon and race bib information. So we'll, in this first box where it says bib number, we'll type in our bib number of 1000. Next, we'll power on the beacon by pressing the button in the middle. You'll see it flash 3 times, and then we'll continue to flash every few seconds to let you know that it's powered on. Okay, let's set that beacon down next to the laptop, and now let's go through the process of assigning that beacon to this participant by clicking the Assign button. So the way this works is that these beacons emit a unique ID called a MAC address. That's the weird looking number you see under timing beacon. And then it also emits a signal strength, and that's how we can determine how far the beacon is from the laptop. And this is helpful if you run into a scenario where you have multiple beacons turned on that have not yet been assigned, because they will be listed here as the laptop reads the beacon in that area. And this can be confusing. And the way to work through this is just to choose the beacon at the top, because that's the beacon that's closest to the laptop. And it's also helpful if you take the box of beacons that have not been assigned and move them away maybe 4 or 5 feet from you, and then you're certain that the beacon next to the laptop is going to be the one to choose. So you'll click that MAC address and then click select, and then that assigns it to this participant. Now, we get this error here because we've already used bib number 1000. And so that's just a way to check to make sure you're not accidentally assigning the same bib number to multiple people. Okay, let's assign one more bib number and beacon to a participant. So double click the name, enter the bib number, and then click assign. And we already have a beacon powered on, so we'll just select that from the list and click save. Now, once a beacon is assigned to a participant, it won't show up here. And so that means you can leave all the beacons powered on that you've assigned, and the participant only has to attach it to her shoe. More on that in a minute. Now, the last step is to put the beacon and the race bib in a bag to be handed out to participants on race morning. This is important as you don't want the beacons paired with the race bibs to become separated. Otherwise, you won't know which bibs go with which beacons, and it creates a lot of confusion. So what works well for our customers is to put the beacon and the race bib in a bag, maybe the bag you're using to hand out shirts or swag or whatnot, or even just a simple clear plastic bag. And that way you're ensuring that the beacon and the race bib stay paired. We recommend you provide participants guidance to attach the beacon to their shoe for a couple of reasons. Clipping onto the shoelace is very secure and the beacon won't come loose. And your volunteers will know where the beacon is located on the participant when collecting them at the finish line. As a reminder, the beacons are not disposable, so it's important to have a volunteer remove them or collect them to make sure you get all the beacons back. There is a fee charge to the event for each beacon that isn't returned to Corgio. Attaching the beacon is pretty straightforward. Just press the clip open and slide it over the shoelace. One word of caution, instruct participants to put their thumb evenly over the top of the beacon as to avoid pressing the power button and turning it off. The button is in a slightly depressed area of the housing, so it should be easily avoidable.